it's Lynn again. Welcome back to the loft. In case you didn't watch last week's video, which you should because it was a very highly anticipated apartment makeover. I built these bookshelves. They were pretty empty by the time I was done in December, but I did go back home for winter break for 1 week where, you know, I caught up with my mom, we celebrated the holidays together, it was very fun, but I also packed away all the books, like every single book that I've collected and owned and still cherish, and shipped them all here to DC because guess what? You know, I am deeply appreciative of the place I went to high school in. But the thing is, after returning for 3 consecutive years during winter break, I have decided there is very little possibility that I will ever return and move back. So I decided to bring all my books with me because they are my most prized possessions. And because media mail is pretty affordable, the cost of shipping them here was actually kind of manageable. So today we are going to organize my bookshelves. A couple of days ago, I took the liberty of unboxing all the books, but it's still definitely very messy. It does not have a clear organizational system. We're gonna Dewey Decimal this bitch today. And by Dewey Decimal, I don't actually mean Dewey Decimal because I own very little nonfiction. The thing is, I love collecting knickknacks. I love me a good little trinket. If you've been around for a while, you know that in my old room back home, I displayed my little mementos and figurines on my bookshelves in front of my books. I have a lot of Hunter Funko Pops, Uriel and Ice Nendoroids. I also have the complete Butter era set of BTS, which my friend David gifted me for Christmas. Thanks, David. You are the best. Also, a reason why I started my YouTube channel was because of books and booktube and bookstagram, and so this is kind of like paying homage to where I came from. Plus, reading is sexy. Reading is cool. Being an intellectual is cool, and does reading make me an intellectual? No, I'm still dumber than a sack of bricks. And in case you can't tell, I did dye my hair pink for Valentine's Day, which means I matched my current read, which is Severance by Ling Ma. Also reading The Fortunes of Jaded Woman, because you know me, double fisting everything. Why did I say that? Yeah, tell me your current reads down below. But without further ado, we're gonna jump into organizing this bad boy. Let's go. Y'all, this book, oh my god. Honestly, kind of forgot that I owned it, but there is a reason why I didn't originally pack this with me when I moved to DC, because I have no intention of rereading this book ever. Guys, one of my original copies of the Hate You Give. Ah! This is just half the boxes so far. So, wow. I don't even know how I organize these, but it does make sense to me. A lot of them are organized by author or by genre. On my own. Fun fact, as a kid, I moved around a fuck ton. And so some books never quite got returned to the library and just got thrown in a moving box. This is from the Knox County Public Library because I used to live in Knoxville, Tennessee from the age of like kindergarten to 3rd grade. And this James and the Giant Peach book has stuck with me since I was like in the single digits, y'all. Oh, this book is older than you, Kayla. How does that make you feel? I'm running out of space to stack books, so we're gonna start piling her on. Alright, before we continue, I'm gonna give a brief book haul. It's collective of the novels that I picked up recently, most of these actually during winter break. All the ones I'm about to talk about are ones I got from the Barnes & Noble book haul sale, which happens every year after Christmas, and there's a select number of hardcovers that are 50% off in store. And since there's, you know, nothing else to do in a suburban town than to go to Target and Barnes & Noble, my mom and I actually went on a little Barnes & Noble day. But can I say I'm fully an adult now with my Barnes & Noble membership, and I get like a discount at the Starbucks there. So we like got got drinks, we got a little cheesecake, we got to sit down. And of course, I looked at the books and I had to pick up a few titles, and it was so nostalgic on so many levels because one, the Barnes & Noble book haul was actually one of my first big campaigns. It's just very lovely to see how it came full circle. Second, when my mom and I were perusing the aisles, the diversity and representation of stories and own voice authors is off the charts. Because when I was in middle school and high school, the diversity was just not there. First off is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by this dude. I got the collector's edition because I used to own the paperback, but I think I lent it out to a friend from high school. I'm talking to you, Vanessa, and you never gave it back to me. Well, if you're watching this video, this is your memo. You don't have to give it back to me because I got this beautiful edition instead that has printed edges. This is actually the first book I finished of 2023, and it's Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong. I saw this on a lot of my friends and mutuals best books list of 2022. And look at these pages. They're like velvet. They're so pretty. And I had no idea that this wasn't a standalone. I did not know that this is a companion novel and essentially a sequel to These Violent Delights, which I have not read. I was still able to trudge through this. It's like a much more lighthearted fantasy than I anticipated. Chloe Gong places this world in Shanghai, which is really cool because she touches on the complexity of political parties, of colonialism, of like xenophobia in a way that I have never seen a YA book do. And each installment in this world is loosely based off of a Shakespeare play, which unfortunately I don't know a lot of Shakespeare. So every plot twist that happens in this book was fully a plot twist for me. Plus this has the trope of, oh, they gotta pretend to be in love and pretend to be married, and then they actually fall in love like that. I ate that shit up. Then I got Roses in the Mouth of a Lion, which is a woman-loving woman novel. So that's kind of like why I picked it up. I'm always looking for more AAPI and queer stories. And the main character is Daisy and queer. And I also got Red, White, and Royal Blue, the collector's edition. I've reread this book enough times via Libby that I was like, okay, you know, if it's 50% off, I might as well get the hardcover copy of it. I mean, the premise of this book is that it's pretty gay. Like that's, it's about the son of a US president who graduates from Georgetown, and I just happened to go to Georgetown. And then he falls in love with like the prince from Britain or whatever. And then look at the art on the inside. That is so cute. And of course, I had to pick up Celeste's book. I did not know she came up with a third book. No one told me. And I absolutely loved Little Fires Everywhere, Everything I Never Told You. I have no idea what this book is about, so I'm just excited to see what she has up next with her third book. And of course we have this. This. It is literally so heavy. I don't know. I don't want my heart to be torn to a million pieces right now. I don't have the emotional space for that. For context, when I read A Little Life in high school, it took me 2 months. 2 months to read. And I'm a fast reader, okay? If I'm really invested in a story, I can 100 pages in 1 hour, like let's go. But it's just, I had to take so many breaks reading A Little Life. And this boyo is so chonky. I'll be sure to tell y'all when I start reading this, and I will also tell you when, not if, when I start crying my eyes out. I have no idea what this book is about. I know it like won Goodreads Best Book of the Year. My friend Alex, who, if you don't know, they are lovely. They're here on booktube and on Instagram. They said this is one of their favorite books of the year. I still think Babel, oh my god, Art Kwong's book, best book of 2022, hands down. I also have no clue what this book is about, but look at the pages. Look at the pages, come on y'all. The inside has a periodic table. How nerdy and cute is that? Wow. And I'm not even a STEM major. And lastly from Barnes & Noble, I got Jeanette McCurdy's I'm Glad My Mom Died, which is her memoir, probably one of the most hyped up memoirs of last year. I was not a Nickelodeon kid growing up. We didn't have cable. I was a PBS kid. Yeah, PBS, that shit was good. Martha Speaks. Oh, but I'm excited to see McCurdy's voice shine through about being, you know, a child actor, their relationship with their mom, and their journey with their mental and emotional well-being, and books that I actually got myself for Christmas. This is a collection of poems that talks about race, feminism, queer identity. Another book that I also have no idea about, but is very popular, but I still haven't read yet, The Vanishing Half. I'm a little bit ashamed, actually, that I haven't read The Vanishing Half yet. And lastly, one of my favorite authors from high school, Sabaa Tahir's All My Rage. I met Sabaa Tahir at BookCon in 2018. I don't remember which year I went, but I was very starstruck because I was obsessed with that fantasy quartet. Oh my god. Elias, is that his name? And Laya, oh my god. I shipped them so hard. Like, that was my pairing. But yes, here are all the books that I have collectively bought over the past 2-3 months. Now let's get on to organizing because that's gonna take a long time. This. I'm just saying, if you own Penguin Clothbound Classics and a dozen eggs in this economy right now, props to you.
어릴 때 원했던 어른이 됐나 Thought I found oh she's mine 너체가 달렸던 나 Let's just take it slowly 늦은 어떤 때 같은 곳을 바라보고 있잖아 Go anywhere you want to
Current state of the shelf. Yo, I think I'm gonna put my manga and graphic novels on this shelf. Saga, one of my favorite graphic novels. I'm pretty sure this is one of the first graphic novel series I really got into in high school. Lore Olympus, I haven't been keeping up with the recent chapters on Webtoon, but I do own these 2 physical volumes, and this was my shit. I've been reading this since high school too. The Magic Fish, this shit is so good. And I think it only makes sense that these little guys go right here. Anyways, if you're caught up with Jujutsu and you've seen what happened in the latest chapters, Kurapika is now drowning in an unimaginable sadness. Why is he falling?
Jump to your
Progress update, we have alphabetized most of the adult fiction. So this shelf right here on the green is the Z's, and then we're gonna start doing the young adult right there, I guess. Now I have to alphabetize all the young adult books. Yay!
It is important to draw wisdom from many different places. If we take it from only one place, it becomes rigid and stale. Understanding others, the other elements, and the other nations will help you become whole.
About time that I repot this plant. I had this since my first apartment ever, and then I gave it to my friend Lincoln to take care of because I didn't have the capacity to take care of a lot of plants. But now he's abroad in Europe, so he gave me all his plants to take care of, but this was initially my plant. It's so long and beautiful, but I think it needs to be repotted and trimmed so it has room to grow. I have this box of compost. I have like an electronic composter, and so this is kind of like all my food scraps I've had for the past year. And I also got some potting mix. They're so long, this is hard to work with. Okay. You see all the roots are, oh my god, they're overgrown. Okay, I know you can't tell because I have a sweater vest, but we are starting and ending this video in a Silk Sonic shirt, y'all. Congrats if you made it to this far in the video. I'm gonna give you a quick little bookshelf tour and an overview of what we've done in this vid. So we're gonna be starting from the left right here and making our way towards the right. I really love how the books look alphabetized. I think earlier on, I thought I would have wanted to organize it by color, aesthetic, and book height because that's kind of how I did it growing up. But I actually prefer how the height and colors are kind of like evenly distributed when they're alphabetized. And I think for practicality and function, it just is so much better than having it aesthetically separated. I try to avoid using overhead lighting when I can, and so got a lot of ambient light. At the top of this bookshelf, we have my 1 million subscriber plaque, which is being lit up. I still haven't received my 100,000 subscriber plaque, so YouTube, please send it over. I still want it, okay? I still want it. And my friend Maggie, her mom visited Beijing recently. For Christmas, she got me this book. It's a book that has like all the dates of the year. And on special days of the year, such as Lunar New Year, it has special stamps for that page. And Maggie got it stamped especially for my birthday. So if you open up to the 26th of September, where are my Libras at? Where are my September Libras at? There's a good fortune stamp on my page. It says Fool. This is one of the most thoughtful book gifts I've ever gotten. And I really want to get a little book stand so I can display each day. Right here I have all my leather bound, cloth bound, special run copies. I love The Lord of the Rings. I'm not sure if a lot of people know this, but I was knee deep in that shit as a kid. I had the biggest crush on Frodo, and I think one of the first fan fictions I read besides like One Direction was Lord of the Rings fan fiction. One day, maybe if I reach 2 million subscribers, I'll share my AO3 top tags with y'all, but we're not exposing myself today. Anyways, if anyone would like to do a 9-hour marathon of Lord of the Rings with me on Valentine's Day, please hit me up because I'm free. Just kidding, actually. I like being single, I think. Do you really need Valentine's Day plans with a real person when you could just be cozying it up with a fictional character who, by the way, set my expectations too high and therefore explains why I'm such a picky person when it comes to love now? So I also have my Studio Ghibli shrine of mostly Totoro. And then below we have the manga and graphic novels. If you take a look in the corner, I actually have some really cool Pokemon cards that my friend Lucas got me for Christmas. Then down here on the second to last shelf, this is where all the adult books begin. So we have the A's, it goes all the way into the H's. I think the one thing I will hate myself for is that every single time I get a new book, I would have to kind of rearrange all the books and stagger them down. On my second shelf, which is, you know, my old shelf that I've had for 2-3 years now. At the top we have a pothos plant. I have my Loewe X Howl's Moving Castle box that I bought. I got the orange calcifer scarf and the box was so gorgeous, so it's gonna be right behind all of my BTS Funko Pops. They're so cute. And then right here we have more adult fiction books. I left some vines hanging down because I think it just looks so pretty. And I feel like paper cranes have kind of been a staple to my interior decorating ever since I was in high school. So I have a little chain of colorful ones right here. Right here we have my Hunter x Hunter Funko Pops along with some other figurines. I mentioned this before, but yeah, I own 3 different Killua Hunter x Hunter Funkos. I also pre-ordered the Kite Funko Pop that I think is supposed to release this spring from Target. I am so excited. Kite is my favorite Hunter x Hunter character. Kite, Killua, and Kurapika. All the K names, I guess, in Hunter x Hunter just had me in a chokehold. I also have a little Sumiko figurine right here. And then more books, goes all the way to the S's. And this is where the adult books end. I also have this really cute vase planter that Jasmine, aka Jasmine Lay on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. I love her. I miss you, Jasmine. Please come visit me in DC. She got this for me for Christmas a couple years ago and it's still like the cutest shit ever. Like, I'm obsessed with mushrooms. I love hedgehogs. I love reading. And then these last 3 books are just some miscellaneous books that are more like table coffee books. And then all the young adult begins here. There's Elizabeth Acevedo's The Poet X, which is one of my favorite YA books up to this day. Love Leigh Bardugo. I do think Cassandra Clare's books, I've outgrown them a little bit, but I think the Clockwork Angel trilogy will always have a special place in my heart. Like Jem, Will, Tessa, like that is the most beautiful love triangle I've read besides in fanfiction. Okay, the third shelf is a little exciting, has some quirky objects. On top we have my umbrella plant. I have this mushroom painting that my ex-boyfriend Christian got me, so that was my first boyfriend. Hey Christian, hope you're doing well. if you're watching this. This little mini vase is still like one of the prettiest things I own. I have my Zenitsu figurine, my Percy Jackson books, which don't fit with the rest of the books because the height of the bookshelf is too short and these are hella tall. I also have this Harry Potter book, but it's not a book. When you open it up, it actually has a cutout so you can hide things inside. So I just have like some notes from friends that I've gotten. On this shelf, I have my Starry Night Lego set, which is my favorite Lego I've built to this day. My Spirit Away corn eater, this is No Face. This is Lisi, or like a hongbao from Fly by Jing, which is an Asian condiment spice sauce brand. They sent this to me for Lunar New Year. The only Lisi I got this year, so thank you, Fly by Jing, y'all are the best. And I have my Isabel Nendoroid, which Faye and Dom got for me for my 21st birthday. I feel like this shelf is just very YA. Like this is what you think of when you think of YA. We have like John Green, we have Marie Lu, we have Morgan Matson. For context, I was a White House intern for 6 months and I got to tour the East Wing and they gave us these like little chocolate Hershey Kisses that are branded with the current administration. But I did end up like one day when I was on my period and I was really craving chocolate, I ended up eating all the Hershey Kisses in like one sitting. But I do have another friend who's currently at the White House, but they just gifted me the M&Ms and the Hershey Kisses. I'm displaying them right here. Hopefully I don't binge eat them the next time I'm on my period. This shelf right here has the M's through the S's, still YA. I have this baby Tahi that I got while I was in California with my friend Tommy and Rahana last September. This is the cutest shit. I'm just a sucker for miniature things. And this is my Gudetama automaton. That is the hardest instrument that I'll ever have to play in my life. Okay, on these last two shelves, I have this author's books, which I will no longer be buying anything from. I think it's kind of funny that they're all mismatched copies just because I felt like the epitome of wealth was being able to own all 7 of the Harry Potter books in hardcover. And I was planning on buying all the hard copy versions that I didn't have when I had like the adult money, but now I have no desire to. And then we have more S's. I was a huge Neil Shusterman fan. I think I met him like twice. He went to a book signing near my hometown. And I also saw him at BookCon in 2018. It's a lot of fantasy and dystopian right here. And then we're finally on my last shelf. So right here we have another Pothos plant. And then I have my Angie Thomas books and the W's, the Y's, and the Z's. And this little book nook divider, which my ex-boyfriend Christopher, aka my last boyfriend, I'm gonna have to keep clarifying that, huh? They got me this for my birthday, my 20th birthday. One of the cutest gifts I've ever received because you get to assemble it yourself. And there's a slanted mirror in the back, so it looks like it just kind of goes on forever. Anyways, this is the divider between the young adult and like the middle grade children's books. My middle grade and children's books collection, quite smaller than my adult and young adult, but still some of like my most cherished books are here. Like Rick Riordan, hands down. Easily. Would beat J.K. Rowling in a fight any day, every day. Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Jacqueline Woodson. Oh my gosh, If You Come Softly. Such a goddamn good book. Mal and Bao by Aisha Saeed. This book is so good. I actually read a good chunk of these books when I was a young adult, and I'm just saying, like, even though I separated all the books by like intended age, I don't think you ever get too old to read a middle grade or children's book, because like if it's a good book, then it's a good book. You can never outgrow a good book, okay? You can never outgrow a good story. It's gonna be a good story no matter how many years pass. That tax booklet back there, Maggie also got for me. It's official Everything Everywhere All at Once merch, and it literally just has tax advice and how taxes work. And these last two shelves are the junk storage shelves. I need to get an updated pride flag, y'all. Like, I've had this one since 2020 and it doesn't have the intersectional triangle. But yeah, I have some puzzles, I have some like random decor that I don't know where to put on the shelf yet. But yeah, that's my book collection. I hope you enjoyed this video, whether it's from an interior decoration perspective or from a reader bookworm perspective. If anything, I just hope this video encourages you to, you know, get your life together, organize the shit you have, read a book or two, because reading is so fun, sexy, and cool. Let me know if you want to see me talk about books more in the future, because, you know, maybe it can be like a little Throwback Thursday video. But I love y'all so much. I'll see y'all in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye-bye.